I've been doing this for 5 years now. Isn't that neat? I wanted to take a moment to thank you or anyone who's ever watched and or supported me. It really has meant a lot. And I thought that for this 5-year-versary, I thought it would be fun to go back and revisit my original ProJared video to kind of see how far I've come and give you guys some kind of behind the scenes thoughts and commentary and some insight that maybe you never really knew or had noticed before. And maybe you'll enjoy what will inevitably be my embarrassment. So just want to say quick thanks for watching. Here you go. For the record, I haven't watched this in probably well over 4 years, so that'll be fun, right? Oh, look at it. And all its SD glory. Yes, that should alone give you an idea of how long ago I made this. Like, it's not even HD. The internet didn't have really capable HD videos yet. It's not even widescreen. Okay. So this is the first intro sequence that I made, and this was the last thing I ever did for this video. I knew this song was a song I knew I always wanted to use, just because I always loved it so much. But when I was making the video, I had the song in mind, but I was like, oh shit, I need an intro sequence, don't I? Crap. So that was like just an intro sequence I crapped out and like just put together. I didn't know what I was doing. I did, however, put little tidbits in there of games I knew I always wanted to talk about at some point. Some took longer than others, but I was kind of building towards something.
This came out in a time when there was virtually no fantasy RPGs.
This whole story about my hype for Two Worlds, by the way, is very, very real.
Instantly excited for it. They promised a lot of tantalizing features.
That's what I talked about so much. Why I was so angry about it is because all these freaking lies about the game. And it wasn't just me, it was me and like a couple of other friends all fell into this hype. We were hyping each other up. And I remember when it came out, one of my friends took it home, because we all worked at GameStop. He took it home, and I was so excited to play when I got done with my shift. And he calls back the store, and he's like, dude, don't even open it. And I was like, nah, man, nah, that can't be right, that can't be right. I'm gonna play it myself. He's like, no, dude, trust me, don't open it.
The new 10 standard to measure all other RPGs against. This game is 100% next.
All of these lies.
A big and long overdue leap in RPGs. It's Oblivion on steroids.
Yeah, that's definitely not true.
Like this, how could you not get excited?
What the hell's wrong with my hair?
To me, my friends, we got excited.
It's about as like limp and pathetic as my energy in this video, to be honest. It's kind of a weird thing when you go back and look at this. You realize like how weirdly stiff and reserved you are when you're first making videos. Because obviously I'm way different now than when I was making this one. A lot of people have always asked me why I wanted to make this video. And there's two answers, and they're both the absolute truth. One is I really wanted to make fun of Two Worlds. I hated Two Worlds so much I just wanted to make fun of it. And when I made this video, Two Worlds 2 was supposed to come out the next month. It ended up getting delayed, which is why I did the Move and the Connect videos, but I really wanted to make fun of Two Worlds because it's so bad and so stupid.
I'll let that sink in for a moment.
It's just really easy to make fun of. Taint jokes.
It only gets worse from here.
Anyway, the other reason I wanted to make this is because this was made in 2010, and at that time there were just a crap ton of these internet reviewers popping up all over the place, and I watched some of them and watched a lot of other ones, and one of the things I noticed with a lot of them is that a lot of them were really, really bad. And it bothered me just how like not good they were. But for whatever reason, a lot of people still watched their videos and talked about how great and how hilarious they were. Like, this is the best thing ever. And I'm watching this thinking to myself, these are bad. What are you talking about? And I thought to myself, Jesus, I could do something better. So I tried to, at least. I don't.
She's my sister.
I think it's a funny joke.
And I've already been cock-blocked. After burying confusing feelings deep inside my subconsciousness,
yes, this was my first attempt, and I don't think it's horrible. It's not good.
And now we dive headfirst into the
Looking back now, this isn't good. Jesus.
Before any of the actual gameplay, it's impossible to ignore what is easily the most laughable voice.
Again, this is way before like YouTube was even the. This is before YouTube was even the place to like put up videos. This is around the time to get. All right, so I put this video up at YouTube, and I also put it up on Blip.tv. Hold on, I still say that quote to me and my friends every now and then. Warriors, hard ones, just because it's funny. So I put this video up on YouTube where not many people watch it. I put it up on Blip because at the time Blip was like the only way to make money off of online videos, and now they don't exist anymore. And then I also put it up on Game Trailers just because they had like the little side community bar or whatever it was, which allow you to see other videos that other community members have made. And some of the videos I saw on that sidebar were videos made by JonTron and Peanut Butter Gamer. So I was like, oh, if that's what they're doing, and I'll do that too. I don't know if I ever told them that, but there you go.
You ever see actors intentionally trying to act poorly? Where they're like, no, do not go into that cave.
Kind of like how I am right now.
Claim your life. That's how everyone speaks in this game. Only in their head,
So
they are
dull and boring.
Oh yeah, the characters look like ass too. This would barely pass as PS2 graphics. The lip sync
Again, I had so little money in equipment when I was making this. You know, camera looks like ass. It's not even widescreen. I'm playing an HD game in SD because that was the only way I could capture the footage at the time.
I will concede that that aspect is somewhat decent. Anyway, back to the actual game. After being warned about the hard warriors, I go back to town and I'm greeted by Gandohar, the villain who captured my sister.
You can't even read the text.
He wants me to go meet his master named Reist in the Goat's Cave. Which, for the record, I searched that entire cave. I didn't see a single goat in there.
Haha, there's no goats in the goat cave. Jokes!
Why did I need to come in here again?
Jesus Christ.
Gandohar revealed
Look at my background, by the way. My shelves are so sparse.
for whatever reason.
And so, okay, another thing I was going to do is that I actually had, for the longest time, I had like a sort of pseudo, not a running gag, but in the background of on my shelves or whatever.
RPG where I need to collect
Oh, wait.
treasures of the elements? I've never heard that one before.
This somehow ended up becoming a running gag.
The problem
I haven't
is-
used it in a while because I haven't played an RPG about it, but
He has a contact that
that's a
does.
staple.
He points
I'll
me in
probably
this
keep it
direction.
around. Okay, so you watching the background of my videos, especially the really old ones, I try to do this thing where every video I
You
had
gotta be kidding me.
some other trinket
Ho.
in the background behind me.
Gandohar was a pimp of
So I did like
prostitutes,
Metal Gear figures, Monster Hunter, a Zelda thing.
believe it.
I was
Whereabouts of the last 3 parts are known to.
trying to I don't know why I thought that would be a thing or why people would
So
care.
I go to see Gandohar.
Then again, like currently in this video on the background, you see the freaking origami thing from Heavy Rain. There it is on the right. The origami thing from Heavy Rain.
Question the game design.
Also, did I just make a fart joke?
I've been fighting mostly wolves.
I think that was a fart joke. Jesus Christ, why did anyone watch this?
Pretty standard stuff. So
I mean, thank you if you did,
it's
but
a little bit to the side.
I've come a long way.
There is some sort of standard of progression when it comes to RPGs. Sure, you start off as a lowly adventurer. You naturally
Oh, how about
become
this?
some sort of mundane critter like rats or
Now
goblins.
that's a visual joke if I've ever seen one.
But to have the next step be wyverns? I'm sorry.
And I put a pony in there
Steps in
because
the whole level up process.
that's funny.
I felt like I missed something, so I searched around for alternate
Jesus
paths
Christ.
and caves or something like that I missed, but nope. The game expects you to take on wyverns this soon.
Also, I realize it's pronounced wyverns. Thank you. I think wyverns sounds cooler.
I died.
Kind of like how Final Fantasy X's main character's real name is Titus, but Titus sounds better. I think I say generally say wyvern now.
Yes.
I like how I talk about the strength and the resolution is so shitty you can't even read the text of it.
Me out of $60 when I bought it. I'm allowed this. I gotta mention how terrible the combat is. There is no surefire way to attack what you're aiming at. So it all boils down to nothing more than a button masher swinging wildly at everything around
I
you.
don't really remember this
Diving
game.
Wildly.
I'm mostly convinced I'm the only person who really played it.
Friggin' lightsaber.
Aside from my
Anytime
friends.
you hit something, the most basic blood effects.
When I was making this video, because my YouTube channel was so new and so young, I was still restricted by YouTube's limits, so that all of my videos had to be under 15
I'm not
minutes.
punching him. I'm using a steel blade to draw blood.
Hold on.
That's it.
Okay, so this joke right here.
I've had it with this game.
I actually stabbed myself. right after this take, I went to do more lines. I started feeling a weird breeze on my side. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I look over and reach over with my hand, and there's a big hole in my shirt, and I'm bleeding. So, just to give you an idea of how much I would suffer for a joke, I actually stabbed and cut myself doing that stupid knife bit. I think I still have that shirt, by the way. I don't really wear it anymore. That's also why I have multiple blue shirts, because I got a hole in that one after cutting myself like some kind of idiot.
I shouldn't make fun of Ho too much. It's not like the
Anyway,
characters anymore.
so yeah, I was restricted under the 15 time limit when I was making videos, so I had to take a lot of stuff out. So I didn't even get to talk about the multiplayer of this game, and the multiplayer is really freaking stupid too.
Closed.
Who does that? Who simply states whatever they're feeling currently out
Oh
loud?
Jesus! Hey guys,
Cold.
aren't skits funny? Wow, is my shirt tucked in?
Aroused.
Wow.
Almost every
See, normally, like, my official look is my shirt untucked. I don't know why I had my shirt tucked in there. That was stupid of me.
I already got that from Rice and Gandohar earlier, but even when I go to get
I don't remember that at all.
I need to
Yeah,
talk to the
in case you're ever wondering, like, the official ProJared look is the blue button-up shirt, black dress pants, and the shirt is unbuttoned.
The leader of the orcs, only he isn't there, so I talked to the captain again, who sends me
Just
to
because I don't
the
want to
orc
look like
leader,
I'm
the orc leader
a
who
manager at
wants me to go all the way back
Sears
and
or
talk to the
something.
captain. Well, I got sick of the runaround, so I just bitch slapped the orc and took the earth elf. And if you think that was bad,
That was a funny part when I played the game and that worked, where I just instantly killed the dude instead of having to, like, run back and forth. Saved a lot of time.
Near the city gate. He tells you to talk to a guy in an inn, who tells me to go talk to another guy.
This game took forever to capture too, by the way. Even with all the
And then
cheating,
you have to talk to him
there was
again
just
for him to tell you to go talk to a
so
completely
much running
different guy.
around.
And that guy says it's okay for you to go inside the temple. This is all in the same city. There are better ways to pad out game time, people. I killed some servants
that delivery,
and grabbed the
though.
water element inside the temple. When I came
Ah,
out, the city
boy.
was being attacked by orcs.
like I said, I mean, for a first attempt, it's not the worst thing in the world, but damn it, it's not good. Not that I think any of my videos are good. That's one of the things you'll learn as you start making videos and looking at your own work constantly. You just kind of accept that nothing you make is good, and you just put it out there and hope that maybe someone will laugh at it. Maybe.
Had a huge quest line or something for it, but I was so sick of the game that I teleported through the wall and took it.
Not to backtrack a little bit, but that 15-minute time limit really restricted my Two Worlds 2 video as well, because that game actually had a lot of really cool good things going for it that I had to cut out just because of time constraints. Like the crafting system and the magic system of that game was actually really, really cool. And I didn't get to talk about it at all. I think I briefly mentioned it in the outro, but that's it. So thankfully, my videos did well enough that YouTube's like, now you can make them as long as you want. Plop.
Finally, it's time to
I laughed out so hard during that death sequence. I think I wrote down a note that was like one of the funniest things I ever saw, and I knew I had to do something with it.
Domination sounds. I just really want to kill this guy. And his boss battle is extremely underwhelming. No cool transformations, no multi-phase battle. Gandohar just swings a sword and maybe throws a fireball at you. Rice was harder than this. But I kill him. I
Oh,
defeat Gandohar.
is this me
I save
acting?
Kira and all
Energy?
the dead. Time for the ending sequence. The single nugget at the end of this tunnel, which will validate all the wasted time leading up to this point. Let it be glorious.
I like how I'm
so that I may
emoting
raise
a
my
lot
arms
with my
in
voice,
victory.
and yet my face is just so like,
What the?
it's just, I'm not expressive in my face at all in this video. Just to show like how badly I'm faking it. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing now.
What?
I just hope for the best.
What the hell just happened? Was
I feel like that
the
dragged
ending?
on way too
Was that
long.
the beginning? Did killing Gandohar create a time loop which sent me back to the beginning where Kira gets captured by Gandohar? Only Gandohar doesn't capture Kira because I killed him in the future, making this some sort of future past? And why is my hot sister holding on to me so suggestively? I put those confusing feelings deep into the recesses of my mind, only to have her unearth them again.
It's a lot
And
of
that's
words.
it.
It's a lot of words for that
They're only
joke.
for music to listen to afterwards.
My writing
It just goes
sucked.
back to the title screen. Maybe the evil ending's better. Maybe I'll feel a lot more fulfilled if I become an evil lord and plague the land with an unfathomable terror.
That's embarrassing. It really is.
That's everything.
Yeah, did you hear that scream of agony? I really felt it deep within inside of me, that one.
Rating for this game is a canceled Christmas out of 10.
Hey, it's a classic joke.
I was anticipating it and
Cancel Christmas out of 10.
I could not wait for the
So that was like the other little thing I knew I was going to have early on, because I think a friend of mine suggested it to me.
because the next day
When he asked me if I had to rate 2 worlds, what would it be? I said cancel Christmas out of 10.
it was nothing
And I talked about making videos on it, and he's like, oh, you could like make it that your thing. Every rating at the end is some kind of like joke or metaphor. And I was like, yeah, that'll make people watch. That's not the truth.
because they're making a second
I don't know why people watch. Oh, that chair
Play
creak.
it.
Creaking all around my chair.
Oh god.
And that limp ending. Another thing I noticed that most people don't know how to make endings for their videos. So that's something I always try to do in my current ones. I always have an ending. By the way, when you're making online videos, don't have end credits. This is douchey. Look all the times I can say my own name. Ha ha. Look at me. Is that it? Oh, Jesus, that was fast. Screw it, let's do another one. Hold on. Hey, look, it's in widescreen now. Yeah, I'm making progress. There you can see in the background some of the extra things I wanted to hide there. Like the second Densetsu 3 box, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And I still want to do a video on. I have a lot of people asking me why I don't do the cold opens with I'm playing whatever thing. And the truth is because they're stupid and they're really, really lame. It just kind of slows the video down a lot. I mean, there's not a whole lot of energy until like the final hit before the intro sequence starts. And there's only really so many things I can do with the cold open. So I just gave up on them. It really interrupted the flow of the video, I thought. So I just tried to go straight into it as much as possible.
I hate Highlight. I hate this game so much. The only reason I even know about this game was because my older brother
Again,
had it and told me that I couldn't
very
play
true
it,
stories.
so he hid it away
See, all
in his
the
bedroom.
games I try to talk about in the ProJared videos are all games that I have some kind of personal connection to, or at least a story or something to go along with it. I never want to just look online to find something that's bad
Where do I even start?
and just make jokes about it, just
How
because
about this?
it's,
This
you
is the
know,
title screen.
it's really uninspired.
Kinda sounds familiar, doesn't
And
it?
I really wanted to just
Like it's practically
actually
an
make.
exact copy
I
of the
wanted to have
Yeariversary
like
game.
personal
And it loops every
reasons for actually
15
wanting to talk about a game, not just haha, look at how bad this game is.
It's already getting on my
So this
nerves.
one's like, this is one that's
You
tormented me
better
for a
get
long
used to it,
time.
because it's the
And this is kind of
only song
cathartic
you're
for
gonna
me.
hear for the whole game. The only other songs are just as short, and they only appear.
When I
in the
made
final
this
boss
video,
and at the
this is one I
path
knew I
screen.
always wanted
And
to
this
do, and when I
irritating,
finally put it out,
grating music,
a
there's no
lot
way
of
to turn
people
it off.
kind
It's
of,
with you the whole
not.
time.
Oh, there's my first zoom in joke.
This game is
Yay!
an RPG.
Way to
And
use
what would it
keyframing,
really
past
be
Jared.
without the plot?
When I first put out this video, a lot of people can kind of
The entirety
made
of the
comments
plot
or
is given on
allusions.
the
I don't remember
main
exactly what they
menu
said.
screen.
We're basically
Ready?
comparing me
Pay
to
attention. You might miss it if you
the
blink.
Angry Video Game Nerd, which I've met James Rolfe. I've had many conversations and dinners with him. He's an absolutely great dude. And he
I'm
made a
sorry,
highlight
you get lost
video.
and confused? Let me recap
And
that for you. There's a
to be
dragon, there's a
frank,
princess,
I thought
and
his
then the dragon
highlight
moves
video
and
kind of
moves
sucked.
and the
Just
princess
because,
explodes into
again, I
fairies.
could tell that
You
this
need
was
to get the
one
fairies to put her
he
back
just kind of
together
heard
again.
was bad and just had to make a
Play
video
as
out
this
for it.
guy.
This is when he
This
was
is the best part.
contracted to
I am
make
not making this up.
make a new
The
video
character
every
you
2
play
weeks for
as,
game
the main
trailers.
hero,
So I understand he
his
just had to
name
like crap something
is
out.
Jim the Knight.
Oh, Jim the Knight.
Real fantasy right there. As
Hey,
soon as the
text
game
on
comes
screen.
up, I know
Hey.
exactly what you're thinking. Hey, this looks like Zelda. And you know what?
So
It
I
does.
saw his highlight
To give
video,
credit where it's due, though,
and
Highlight originally
it
released
really
on
bothered me
Japanese
just because I had
computers
played the
1 year
game and I
before
had so much more
Zelda came
personal
out.
connection to it. I felt like I could say
Highlight
way
did it
more than
first.
he did.
But Zelda did it right.
And there's kind of this
Zelda's
stipulation
world is
out there
massive and filled with
where
secrets.
people feel
Highlight
if
World
one
is a
person has
5x5
already
square
made a
grid,
video on
it's
something, no one else can do
Zelda's
that.
quick-moving
And that's not the
screen
case.
to keep the
You can
action
do
going.
something that someone else has already
Highlight
done.
screen is jumpy,
You just have to do it better.
slow.
And that was my thought process going into this
Something else
highlight
that Zelda
video.
has, Highlight doesn't. What
is
was it
that I
called?
was-
Oh, yeah. Fun.
I was trying to
On the
make
first
something
screen, there are
better.
monsters you want to kill, some slimes and a kobold. So
I think
instantly
it's
I go to kill
mostly
them,
better.
Every button on the controller to attack. But what the? Why is it?
Look how
I'm
crappy
pressing
this
the
footage
buttons,
is,
why
by the
aren't
way.
I attacking?
When
Well, it turns out we
I
have two
used an old
modes.
device called a
Holding the A button
Canopus to
switches you
capture
from
the
defense
footage,
mode
for these games, and I captured these right through Adobe Premiere. I think it was like version 5 at the time.
Activate attack mode, and
for whatever reason, it just really muddies all of the footage. You can see it like flip between like not muddy and not as muddy in between the gameplay footage. I have no idea why it does that.
Touching enemies is bad.
But
and here,
it just makes it look like ass.
Gameplay it has.
If I did it now, it would look way better, but people like this video. It's considered one of my classics, and this is one of those games that's very highly associated with me. Like whenever I go to conventions or whatever, people bring many copies of Highlight for me to sign, and that's fine. I'm happy to do it. This is a game I like this as part of my legacy, especially since it ended up being a really fun trilogy of videos with Super Highlight and Virtual Highlight. Which, by the way, when I made this video, I had no idea Super Highlight and Virtual Highlight existed until I started doing research on this one. And then I saw that those were just things. I was like, oh god, that's atrocious.
You can actually get one of the
and then a friend of mine who owns a video game store actually got copies of those games in. And I bought them from him. And that being great.
You just need to touch it. But if you choose the wrong tree,
oh, here's
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
This is the birth of the bees joke, along with
Jim the Knight.
Killed by bees. Yep.
In case you couldn't tell by the abysmally small
this is the birthplace of the bees, right?
I
kind of had that joke before I made this video, just talking about how terrifying bees are. Now, just because, again, one bee, not scary. Swarm of bees, everyone runs or it's terrifying.
Slimes killed me. I mean the bees, yeah, I get that.
And then I think it's because of this video I had the idea for the top 10 bees in gaming.
And the experience bar goes up so slowly that I did the math.
There you go.
To get from level 1 to
I've been
level
censoring
2,
swears
you have to
for
kill 100 slimes.
Pretty much since I
That's a
started.
great way to start any game. With busy work.
Good job, Arrow.
And just to make
That was
sure
good.
grinding takes as long as possible, there's only one way to heal. You have to find yourself a nice patch of grass and stand perfectly still.
Yep. First game with generating health. That's a fun tidbit for you.
Call of Duty stole this. The first goal in the game is to kill a vampire.
Don't.
You can only hurt the vampire if you have a cross, which you can
Oh
find
boy.
on its own
This is
nearby.
before I even had like a
Even with the
distinct
cross,
style.
the
Where
vampire
like
will
I had a
kill you
set
instantly,
font
which
I would
means
use for my
either
text
you
on
are
screen,
grinding
which I have one
or
now, and I
really
found
fast.
that I've been using,
I'm sorry.
thankfully.
Sturges.
I love this
Straight
joke.
From Dungeons and Dragons, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
At least these
What I like about that
bastards
joke
use
is
monster- Oh, son of a
I get to point out how they stole the name from D&D, and I also got to talk about D&D a little bit, because Dungeons & Dragons is another one of my huge pastimes, and I'm always trying to think of some way to work it into videos, and it's really hard to do.
Naturally, you think, passwords? Those are dumb. I'll just save. And yes, you do save exactly.
At least my
what you
delivery
want.
in this
But
video is
Highlight
way
doesn't
better
have
than
a
the Two
battery
Worlds
backup.
one.
That means you lose your save when you turn it off. Imagine, if you will, a little 5-year-old ProJared who is so used to saving in The Legend of Zelda that he saved in Highlight and turned it off so he can go have dinner. And then when he came back afterwards, everything was gone! It's not that it takes a long time, it's just that everything is so tedious. Okay, fine, I accept that. We'll
Yeah.
save while playing the game. I'll just get the password and... Oh no. What is this jumbled mess? I know long passwords are something you just have to deal with in older games, but come on! They couldn't
But
even break it up.
Just
It's so
to
easy
give you an idea of
lose
like
your
how
place in the
boring these
password while
videos
reading
are.
it. What if you write it down
Just lack of
wrong?
like
I swear, everything about
different
Highlight
music and
is designed
sound
to go
effects
against what you've been
really
accustomed to as a child.
different music and sound effects really makes a video way more interesting. Because when I was making these videos, at first I thought in my head like I'm only going to use music from the game itself
that I've been using the spell turn
to kind of help,
away
I don't
from
know, let the viewer
That's another
get a better
thing
sense
that
of the
sucks.
game or something. I don't know.
all of it.
That can turn for a very boring video, such as in the case of Highlight, where there's only like 2 songs in the entire damn game.
Only useful spell
So now I use
because
now I use whatever
things go
fitting
the
music,
opposite direction they're
which
currently going. It's
helps a lot because it actually can enhance a lot of jokes. Because if you have like a really goofy, silly joke, play goofy, silly music with it and makes it way funnier.
Awesome, right? Well, joke's on you, because if you kill an enemy with a spell, you don't get any experience for it. Even
Oh, I don't
worse,
remember
they
that.
don't do anything to some enemies.
That's
such
funny.
as all the tough ones you would actually want to use magic on. Shooting a vampire with a fireball makes sense, right? Well, too bad. It does nothing.
That
yeah,
death
I make
song
everything run
still
away from
haunts
in the
me.
maze so that I can get this chest. And inside is a pot. Yay! Don't even know what this is for.
Yeah. You see,
Another cave entrance appear
ProJared
in
of just a few years ago would have made a marijuana joke or something there, right alongside that fart joke. Glad I didn't. That's another thing I try to avoid. The easy jokes, try not to go for the easy jokes. Like,
These trees are trying to kill
oh wait, hold on.
you, nature. Through enough trial
Still think that's a
and
funny
error,
joke,
I end up
too.
at shore, and my next
The
goal is
fuck
to
you
kill
nature
these
joke?
wizards.
I'd love to find some way
I
to.
need to be strong enough, which means more grinding.
There's gotta be. I'm sure there's some other games I can work that in. I don't want to have like. Another thing I try to make sure I did when I was making my videos is not force in running gags or memes, if you will, within the constraints of a single video, because that's really obnoxious and just forced in and gross.
Which is all fine and dandy.
So,
The wave spell can only be shot left or right.
I mean, like,
But
through
look
a
at the
series of
wave here.
videos,
There's
it makes
twice
a
as much
little bit
vertical
more
space
sense
as
to
there is
me.
horizontal. There's no
I'm sure
easy way
Fuck You
to do
Nature will
this.
somehow come
The only
back,
solution I came up with
but
was to distract one into hitting me while the other lines up. But the
I never
instant-
wanted
the
it to be in a
very
single-
instant I get the last fairy,
a never
gotta
single
be
video,
ready,
anyway.
Because they bring you right to a dragon. Nothing hurts the dragon, by the way. None
Oh,
of the spells
that just-
attacking it only brings.
What was that transition? That's like an awkward jump cut.
I got stuck here. I was stuck between a rock and a dragon place.
See, this
I only
is
figured out
why
you're supposed to get into
you
the
do things
castle
like
because I missed the
zoom
dragon
in
with
the
fire
footage
spell.
or
You're supposed to burn down the
really
tree
like
in
zoom in
front
the
of it
screen
to
on
keep
different
the
things or
sign.
throw in text just
How are
to
people supposed to
make
figure
things
this out?
visually
You can't
different,
burn
because
down
otherwise it's
any
just
other
really
tree in the game
awkward
at all,
and
except for this
jump
one.
cutty and what
That's
have you.
not clever.
It's a lot of
That's
editing
inconsistent.
tricks, more or less.
Inside the
Plus it
cave,
does,
there's a bunch of
it
monsters
can
and
make
a
some things
single
funnier.
gravestone. Touching the gravestone breaks it, I guess, which somehow drains all of the water outside. But what doesn't make any sense is that without the water, the dragon suddenly becomes vulnerable. I painstakingly kill him by slapping him a few times, waiting 3 minutes to heal, and then slapping him some more until he dies.
Yeah, like right
when
there.
He dies, I get the medicine.
Just to show
This may be the
something
most
a
important
little
item in the
different.
game. It makes it so that when you die, you instantly get filled back up to full health. But it only works once, and you need
This
it. And
is
mean
when I
need
first started
it
making
to
Jared
beat the
videos.
final
I
boss.
started off with
If
2
you
worlds,
waste it
obviously,
anywhere
but I had a
else, you are
huge list
completely boned.
of ones I knew I
Also
always
inside the
wanted to
drink
talk
water is a
about,
chest that has a ruby.
and right at the top of that list
If
was
you do anything
Highlight.
other than make the final boss,
And I
yeah,
knew
this guy
exactly what I
appears
wanted to
inside the
say about this
castle.
game, so
Fighting him is
to
the
give you an
worst.
idea of like the production of
Even
this,
at the maximum
I
level with maximum strength,
played the game and captured all the footage,
if you manage to kill him. Attacking
recorded,
causes you to die
wrote the
faster
script,
damaged.
and recorded all the live footage and the voiceover in a single day. And that was like the most proficient I had ever been in making a video. And that's because I had so many past experience and feelings about this game. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, and I just made it really, really fast, and I got it done.
Congratulations. My reward is these 2 frames of animation. Way to go, Jim.
These days, takes a little
This
more
brings you
time.
back to the title screen afterwards. There's no credits or anything.
Look how I couldn't even frame the shot properly. Look at
That
that.
hurt to play.
You can see the red wall to the
That's
side of
why
my
final
shelf.
rating for this game
Terrible.
is a B sting out of 10. It's super short and can be beaten in a few hours, but for how brief it is, it was one of the most painful games.
See, the
I have
format
ever
of the show
played.
hasn't really
Highlight
changed.
only lasts as long as it does because it uses arbitrary difficulty.
And while the format hasn't
and
changed, I
mandatory
don't want.
grinding
I'm trying
make
to
up for a lack
make it
of
so it's not
substance.
becoming
And if that doesn't hurt enough,
stale or just the
here's
same
music.
jokes over and
And
over.
let's be honest here, it isn't.
Which is
fun
why, like in the
to
Oscar
play.
video, I was kind of on the ground the whole time, just because I think it was visually different,
and
and it just kind of changed it up a little bit. Tamagotchi was also just a little different. Even Chrono Trigger, where I just talked about a game I really, really liked. Again, don't have end credits. Look at all the things I did. Look how good I am. I did this all by myself. I'm cool. Alright, that's probably plenty. Well, that was fun and also embarrassing. Well, that's been 5 years of ProJared. Here's to 5 more? Maybe. We'll see. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Take care.